Yeah, accretion is a nasty stun. Really shuts you down in the middle of these fights. Poker lets net another one go. And Immortality Field thrown down. And during that period of time, the Dragons were able to find a couple of kills. Poker will pay back on the point here and dare the Dragons to test. He is knocked down by accretion himself and then knocked up. Not a great day for Uncle Siggy. Symmetra's still going to be doing real damage. EQO drops in behind here. See, oh, EQO almost got hit by the rock there. Accretion blocked by the ice block, but Youngjin's going to be able to come through and clean him up comfortably enough. Fusion now struggling to try and get towards the point. Here's the Gravitic Flux. Poco knocks skyward, trying to go for the kinetic grasp, but absorb a little bit of that damage and give himself some shield, and so far so good. It seems that Gravitic Flux match on its own. Here come the shields once more though. DM gets that ultimate down and all the Dragons are safe behind this barrier. The Philly Fusion going to take an absolute beating unless they step forward, but that is the last thing that they want to do.
And what do you do? I mean, if you're Philadelphia and you see the big Symmetra barrier come up, you know the double shields are on the other side, you're not burning through any of that.
Going to be pushing in. EQO takes a rock immediately, but they get rid of DM. That's a big source of damage later into the fight once she gets charged up. And with MD taken out of the mix here, Philly feel good. They don't have to use too many ultimates here to win this fight. It was a supercharger from Sano, which may not even have been necessary. Regardless, Philadelphia will be able to set up here. Jumps through a little bit on his own here. DM's gone down yet again. Not a good sign for Shanghai. Gravitic Flux is going to at least get EQO airborne, but that's about it. Neptuno's able to play back. There's still 2 shields available to Philly, and they'll wait! And they'll be kept waiting. The Dragons never quite make it to the point. So the Dragons start the round in control of the point. DM still has a nice little perch here. With Sato out of the picture, Philly are in trouble. Oh, and that was the cheeky little barrier there from Poco. Saves EQO's life. So flexible.
Yeah, but what are you going to do here if you're Philly? I mean, you're not going to be able to flip the point, so...
Coalescence comes out, but the Fusion are able to break line of sight pretty easily. Gupsu needs to drop down to the point. So the Dragons on the defensive. Accretion thrown out, blocked by Poco's barrier, and he does have Gravitic Flux online. He'll wait, the walls come up. This makes it easy for him to prolong his barrier by staying out of line of sight. Okay, goes for it immediately. He's actually going to knock the Orisa up by the looks of things. He turns away from it immediately though as he sees the threat of Youngjin in his backline, but he's not able to get rid of him before the Moira's gone.
Yeah, they get nothing with that. So
backline, oh, they don't even know he's here. This is not right. It ain't right! Sato takes a lot of damage there. He has to fortify quickly, but it's a little too slow. Or without Sato, there ain't no Fusion, not on the point anyway.
If Philly goes over to the bridge at the start of the game and tries to take that fight, you like their chances in that heads up.
There was so much in that shot.
He takes out Carpe at range, so...
There's another one. That flick was almost too minute to see.
And Philly's all in.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be. They have to commit to this. Youngjin gets Carpe very low, and that sound barrier is now timed down. This is where clobbering time begins. Supercharger dropped down and Carpe. Youngjin clips him there as he tries to mingle his way through the shields. Neptuno not far behind, and Poco is in deep trouble. 88% to 0 in the Fusion. They're on their last legs here.
This point's basically been one fight. You had the Widowmaker shot at the beginning.
Oh, it's over. EQO's down. There might be some stall here, but Sato supercharged close to his own spawn, and that Coalescence has no recipient or no intended target. Shanghai Dragons showing us the Widowmaker, the Doomfist play. A bit of flexibility. They're all over the shop, and DM out there making individual plays. The Dragons have moved to the point here. Oh, Poco tries to keep Sato alive here, but with no help for Sato, Phil may as well just pack it up.
But this is why you see heroes like Doomfist now, and why we're talking about Symmetras. Doomfist, he doesn't care about the barriers, as he can go right on through.
Right, Youngjin is so cracked, he's out there punching rocks. There we go, point A taken by the Dragons. Oh, Youngjin drops in the backside there. Poco's able to avoid scrutiny for the time being, but this one could hurt. Bit of damage there, and Poco just blows up. DM finishes that kill. Youngjin just trying to keep himself mobile as possible here. I don't think Philly are ready for what the Dragons are bringing. All right, Holt into Blizzard. Ah, feels like it's old school to see that now. Oh dear, another headshot would have been the end of EQO, but DM's able to escape out. And that'll be it. Philly managed to stabilize here. It all starts getting the pick off on Youngjin as he tries to go too aggressive.
And now Philly has a big advantage in terms of ult economy. It is that devastating.
It gives him, oh dear! Yo, Youngjin's lucky he didn't get knocked down a pick there. Accretion would have been the end of him. It gives him access to the high ground now. That's Symmetra, but Carpe's still able to deal with MP. And there it is, another Gravitic Flux. Carpe still doesn't want to get too close to this, but a Holt thrown in. And there are so many mechanics at work that are bringing the Dragons back to earth. Sometimes after they're thrown up.
It's not...
DM is charged, you see, that hasn't decayed away, and now he's ready to do some fighting. Immortality Field thrown down. This will let the Symmetra actually really get to work. Barrier thrown up there. No, he actually cancels. He's going to put it up now, and there's a much more safety here. I mean, that Gravitic Flux, there's no way of following up on it with the Symmetra barrier in play. Carpe is right on the other side of the map. He was just able to get behind his Orisa barrier, but 3 turrets on the ground just took him out. And there it is, Flux thrown out, this time from the Dragon's Fusion. All thrown up. Youngjin now gets to stretch his legs a little more, and looks like that Fusion hold has been broken.
Your damage dealers, like two of the better ones in the league, to get it done. Like, you know, Poco, a very good off tank. Like, you have the pieces where you think you play the 50-50 game, you're able to win it. It just hasn't rolled out in their favor.
But I think it's got a lot, well, we'll get back to it in a second. Now it's really pushing over this point pretty comfortably there. Unless straight away Dim could be in trouble. This ability is especially deadly to Symmetra. Only 200 points of health to work with, and even the nano boost from Izayaki, Matt, isn't enough to keep Symmetra alive. Just too fragile. Kobe comes forward there with the Valkyrie, takes a huge amount of damage early. Poco holds on to this Gravitic Flux here, and they've already got rid of Envy. But if the Dragons want to commit, Poco might have to go for something like this. Yep, he throws it out now. Everyone's going to be up in the air, and he gets Gamsu low enough that he would guarantee to drop when he falls over the top. Teleporter attempt there, at least from DM. Wall's going to come up pretty soon with this Symmetra now, Gravitic Flux. The Dragons do have a lot of ultimate to work with, but Carpe shuts them down anyway. Over the top is Envy, he does find one. Carpe, his reign has cut to an end now, and DM's going to get nano boosted. He's looking for another target to burn on down, and Poco, his name is next on the list. That is not okay!
He's just firing just to keep in charge and he get close to another barrier.
There's barriers everywhere. Oh, hey, what's up? You wanna, welcome to the microwave.
He can charge her on the May wall as well.
Closing the gap, but they're getting good poke damage, man. That was something you mentioned that was sort of lacking beforehand. Ichibo gets rid of Atari and then straight over towards Gamsu. Plus DM as well. The Dragons are in trouble in this fight, and the Fusion have a lot more time in the bank. A Blizzard close to spawn might be the answer here. Look at the barrier thrown up. There's an ice wall. So many ways of preventing damage. Envy going to use the kinetic grass to get over on towards the point, but that is it. Philly, more than double. Can the Fusion hold on now without the Reaper? They have the staying power, perhaps just not the finishing power. That may be what they need here, especially with Envy so aggressively coming forward now. Youngjin! Oh, he goes too deep, gets taken down. Now the odds are even. 5 for 5. Youngjin's brought back into the fight there. Ichiro was lucky to survive with an ice block thrown as the accretion came tumbling in, and DM gets him as he is airborne. Carpe's returned to the fight now, gets Izayaki, but that's it. And he'll stand around, stall out for as long as he can. He wanted Youngjin, he wanted him bad, just not badly enough. Okay, oh, Youngjin up to the side, quickly taken out. He wasn't ready for that. Now the rest of the Fusion have got to push forward. It's an opening, and Izayaki can't get away. Coalescence finishes the job. Ichiro now turns back to deal with the rest of the Dragons in his backline, but he has very little to worry about. Supercharger thrown down by Gamsu, but it's just a final gambit. Yeah, DM and Envy will sit back there now, try and shield themselves up, and the Valkyrie healing won't get the job done. DM attempted a Deadeye, but that is where the card stops. For a flashbang on Carpe, but he could catch him, and DM is down. Poco up to the high ground. DM brought back to life, so Poco and Ko a little wary, but they have a staging point here now with this Sigma shield. Gamsu plays on the high ground. He should be able to deal with DM. Oh, the flashbang eaten up. Poco gets a little bit of extra barrier now, but will be pushed by 2. He drops down, but Envy's looking worse for wear. Gamsu's out of the picture, but Envy picks up Carpe from the high ground. Accretion straight into a barrier for Poco. And that play from Envy to rotate and control that little high ground point may have saved the fight.
Oh, without question, I believe it did. It looked like that was going to be one Philly would have been able to take.
Carpe down a DM early. McCree strikes first, and he finds the most important target. Neptuna would be an excellent one to add on. Pretty slippery. Flashbang thrown down. Now that's nasty.
The biotic grenade is huge there from Izayaki.
Oh, this is just where you want to be as McCree. Carpe moving up here. DM, no flashbang available. Can't connect. That's just tough for McCree.
The shock were also in the finals, not 1 and 6.
That's true.
1 and 6. You look at all options, 1 and 6.
So if it works out, it's daring and it's revolutionary, right? If it doesn't, it's just...
Well, if it didn't work for the Dragons, I mean, they were 1 and 6, so nothing was really going to work. What are you going to do at that point?
Hey, under a minute left. Look at this one. Oh, Poco into a pancake there, and Youngjin's able to train that into a couple of kills.
Get up there.
Gravitic Flux, Deadeye. It's almost guaranteed at that point, right? Blizzard Echo goes forward, and then they try and get rid of McCree just in time. He gets into the ice block, and they get rid of Envy and DM. Here is somewhere for Philly to work from now. They have to touch, and Poco will step down. Throws the barrier out. You can see Gamsu is largely ignored for the time being. He fortified up Poco. Accretion forces it back.
Sambo now for Philly on the point. That's one tick. The Dragons will probably fight for this.
Yeah, huge gravitic flux.
There it is. Deadeye coming in to try and follow one up. Only the one for DM. It looked like it could have been so much more. Boombox with a coalescence over on the point now, and that payload is about to get moving once more. It's actually Coma. Keeping it stalled out here. Young's going to drop in. He gets a nano boost. He's so deadly in this small space. A 1-for-1 trade though. Sato does go down, but DM's missing. Young's trying to complete the kill on Carpe, and he gets the job done. The rest of the Philly Fusion now congregate, but EQO and Poco eat a massive biotic grenade. Poco's forced to sit behind his shield, and it looks like it's going to be Struggle City for the Fusion. Sato drops down now. Pile driver put to sleep and to bed. That'll do it. The Dragons move ahead 2-0 in this series.
That'll be a nano boost going on to Young Jin as they want to fight this even after losing Diem. As Young Jin pick up one, get out. This will be the gravitic flux here coming in from Envy, and that'll get rid of Neptuno. It'll be the Shanghai Dragons able to hold here.
Iziaki airborne. Poco trying to get that finish on him, and he does. Drops him down. Grecian on Coma. Poco gets the finish. This is looking good for Philly now. Poco with another one in this fight. And they're set up on the point. The Dragons are nowhere to be seen. This has always been a horrible map for them. This one looking no better. Some Dragons can also get to that back corner if they want. No, just charge my beam. Don't mind me. Yeah, mortality. Wait, he's looking for a shield to charge, and there is none. He's freaking out. Yeah, this forces Philly back to the point now. They have to regroup, and now the teleporter. Oh, this is perfect. The Dragons have the high ground. Oh, okay, not everyone gets through the teleporter, but that body grenade, really nasty. No follow-up though, because there's shields. Diem trying to cut through, but Carpe gets rid of him, and Billy can withstand for now. Bunch of cross because the team is destroyed. Here we go. Amplification Matrix comes out. Diem firing on all cylinders. Sato is caught out. He doesn't want to be there. He had no way to get away. Oh my gosh, that is. Oh my gosh! He drops him down. Poco gets himself two with a gravitic flux, but there could have been more. And the Dragons walk straight into that one.
Oh, that was sick.
That's what we're going to do.
Poke as many as possible.
Teleporter destroyed very quickly. The Dragons now have to play on the point the old-fashioned way. That doesn't look nearly as good for them. Carpe is able to clean up. Sound barrier committed heal for the Fusion. Now worried about Youngjin. Oh my god, he just doesn't take any damage. Finally gets removed. Getting those important targets picked off. Well, this was never going to end well, was it? Carpe pays him a visit, and it's 4. A fall by his hand. Big flux here from Envy to the point. In fact, he's gotten himself 3. That's going to hurt. Carpe falls as he is dropped down. Poker's going to try for one himself. He gets rid of DM. Anyone else? Just the Sigma's trading damage so far, but Youngjin's getting rid of Neptuno. Oh man, look at that one. Youngjin drops on top of Poker there. And they're going to be able to deal with Sato pretty comfortably here. Coma went down already, but it doesn't matter. Youngjin is there on a cleanup crew, and the Dragons keep themselves in the map. Yeah, they're going to do it straight away. Who's here with a punch? It doesn't matter. Envy just blew up. EQO does go down. Where's Youngjin looking though? Perhaps for Carpe. Yes. Oh! Straight into the pillar. Gonna have to take a little bit more than that, but Youngjin finds yet another one. There was potential. Oh, there was potential.
Now the Dragons are in a great spot. Supercharger, Deadeye, you'll have the Meteor Strike here. Now you can start to make a play for the point.
A lot of rocks being thrown around there. Poco, kinetic grasp, get a bit of shielding. Youngjin, he's trying to place it 1 centimeter. Perfect, in fact. A lot of damage, not only on the Poco, but also onto Sato. Carpe knows that his days are numbered, tries to duck around the corner, but Iziaki chased him down with a biotic grenade. Youngjin will be the doorman for the right side of the point. There probably won't be one needed in the end. Oh, okay, EQO. One clip on DM, he tries to go for their Deadeye. Here come the reinforcements now. DM is brought back to life, but Boombox is here on the Moira. EQO stunned up briefly, but it's able to get away. It was a biotic orb to keep the Tracer up. EQO just trying to dodge around these pillars for the time being. Sato is down. Envy is ready for a big gravitic flux if it's going to be required, but he just throws the rock in, and that is enough to get the job done.
So the TP comes in for the Dragons. Across the side, just trying to make it through the show. They're going to go with the Symmetra again. Put down so much damage. Oh, that's a big biotic grenade. They get Sato out. They end Neptuno weak as well, and now they realize they can keep on pushing this.
The Symmetra, it's happening. DM is charged up, baby. Having EQO just getting slammed by the boulder doesn't help. But this is what happens now. They get that late fight feeling with Symmetra and Martina Protector. What's the EQO do? He's wrapped around trying to go for a flank. Amplification Matrix is thrown down. A Symmetra wall in front of this one would be absolutely devastating, but they hold on to it for now. DM doesn't have it yet. Here it is though. Thrown up, but they've already lost 2. Deflect from EQO. That might be what saves Philly here. It gets in. DM eventually removes him though. Staying charged up now as they're plenty of barriers for him to keep that beam on. Carpe tries to step up. He gets hosed out by Diem.
Oh my.
This is all sorts of wrong. Diem finally pulled in the hold, gets him now. Gravitic Flux to knock him into the air, but he sees Neptuno. He's so low. Poco saves the day, doubles down now. And the punch in from EQO gets rid of Youngji, and that could have gone either way, man. You know what I mean. Gamsu steps up. He is removed. The Dragons... You're right. They played the point indeed. Another TP up on the high ground. This allows some repositioning. Oh, Youngji. That was tough. He had to go point blank at dealing with Carpe. And that is where Reaper thrives. That was beautiful. Carpe's able to set this one up. And Philly, man, that's big brain stuff. The rotation of the high ground. They get rid of the teleporter. Wall thrown up. EQO trying to get to the point. It's go time for the Philly fusion. And Diem is the first casualty. It's a good start. Gravitic Flux thrown up here by the Dragons. Who can they drop? It's Zato. But he immediately goes into Primal Rage. They did lose Poco to it. But the Winston now is causing problems on the point. Youngjin tries to come in with a Meteor Strike, doesn't find anything. It was a nice spot forced out of EQO, and now he's trying to chase the Mei down. Carpe in the backside. Dead Blossom only gets one. The wall thrown up there. Was enough to protect the rest of Envy's team. Getting rid of Sato was pretty big here, and the Shanghai Dragons look like they're going to be able to hold. Poco steps up here with the Accretion Boulder immediately, and that will be the draw. Look at this. I mean, he can safely flank now. He's got his own shield. He's quite self-sufficient, especially with Kinetic Grasp, but the Dragons don't know how to respond to this. Another great flank play from Philly, as we saw in the previous map. Yield similar results.
It was on Anubis. Right here on the first point. It's really been Poco Sigma play.
Soundberry here. Fusion want to come in. DM sees Carpe coming, but he's got a Soundberry now. How's he doing this one? Carpe tried to Death Blossom. He's still going to get the kill though. Managed to regenerate enough health from damage done to get rid of DM. The flashbang was very nearly ending him though. Poco comes back. Youngjin gets hit with everything. Gamsu's Fortify isn't enough to keep him up. The Fusion will continue to march on.
And it looks like the Dragon's going to have to back out. Not going to be able to get another touch here. It's a nice haul there. You pull.
Look at this. This is so aggressive.
Yeah,
just let you keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
You have so much damage with these heroes. You can be that aggressive.
All right, Youngsin tries to go in here. The Coalescence. DM is down. And this Envy. I don't know what Gamsu's going to do here. Coalescence is going to force him back. Youngsin trying to get 8 kills, but he's playing the corner there. There's no wall behind to hit anyone with. And now he has to hide. He's stuck there. He has to walk back unless he can see Youngjin. I mean, he's not going to... Oh, it goes in on Youngjin. All rise for the Honorable Poco. They knock up Youngjin. Nano boosted there. He does drop down. He is still alive. And there's a Blizzard on the payload. Youngjin has to go up and contest it. There's no one else really can. DM steps up. Death Blossom here now from Carpe. Getting the cleanup done. Meteor Strike in. Does get rid of Carpe, but Youngjin can't do it on his own. Oh, Poco down. DM managed to find the headshot there. Shanghai will transition, and yeah, Coalescence will come out now, just try and give the healing advantage. Huge appreciation on the Carpe though. He's forced to back away. Envy, where are you trying to go? He tries to use Kinetic Grasp, but eat up as much of that as he can. Only so much he can do. Death doesn't last longer.
They get aggressive with the Blizzard, and they're able to take those barriers out.
They had to. I mean, they saw they were to play its advantage, right? They kind of got forced to do it, but in the end, maybe going aggressive with the Blizzard. Real quick on the trigger finger to avoid getting blown up by that. Oh, Youngjin comes forward, seismic slam, here it comes, raise him on up, and bring him down. DM hits him with a dead eye, just boombox it now. The reciprocating Gravitic Flux might be even worse. DM's dropped into the Blizzard, no less. Gamsu's still standing. Youngjin's still able to get work done for that high ground, drops down now. Poker needs to find solo kills here, Matt. And he has to get Izayaki, but he's been pocketed right now, kept alive. One more! It's Neptune to find the kill. Possible. He can actually get this done now. A Boombox returning to the fight. Poco, Accretion on an Envy, knocks him back. Gamsu gets removed, and Philly! Oh, they hold on. Trying to find out where Carpe is hiding. Oh, Rocket Punch connection, no good. Sada cleans him up. Does go down to Gamsu. Carpe's going to teleport. Oh! Neptuno got slapped there in the back line. Carpe would have liked to have come in for a Death Blossom, but Miss Lucio is out of the picture. Gravitic Flux, and yank them down. He is able to get the East damage on them. Poco is in the air. DM tries to hit him with the flashbang. No good. Poco is taken down. Sleep down immediately connected on the Sato. We see with the Violent Grenade as soon as he returns to the fight. DM is at a safe distance now. Boombox is trying to slurp him out. Gonna be a tough one for them now. And Philly give another checkpoint away at the last second. Carpe wants to go aggressive here or claim the high ground at least for his team. Meteor Strike out from Youngjin. Carpe knew it would happen. Wave goodbye. No connection there from Youngjin. Oh, he dodges away from the accretion by using his seismic uppercut. That's crazy. DM gets taken down by the Death Muscle. No Carpe operating that left side room, but he had committed himself to that one. There's no way to escape. Coalescence, Youngjin just sees a flash in front of his eyes, not just his life. Not going to pop out of his Wraith Walk until he's behind the safety of his shield, though. Billy playing it tactically, trying to wait for the Dragons to come to them. DM taken down, though. Carpe got flashed, but Neptuno is able to save him. That was a nice little play in that side room. Dragons now down to just 5 players. Biotic Grenade has to be used defensively by the Dragons. Biotic Orb in, Carpe, can he get out? No, Envy catches him. That's going to be a sound barrier here for Philly. You notice there that the Orisa didn't get pulled up because it was fortified. And Boombox is going to sit in the background now. Go for the Coalescence. Youngjin and Envy get 2. Philly need to be careful. There's a Supercharger in play. Boombox is hit by Youngjin. Supercharger taken down. Poco's in trouble as well. And you've
The
got...
Shanghai Dragons they're just trying to mow down through these shields. Philly wants to play up on the card. That'll be a first pick seed. Get rid of Envy. That's pretty good. EQO with one on Izzyaki. So maybe you can actually play up get this hold of your Philly.
They did so well to mitigate the presence of DM there, Matt. The Bastion either didn't have a good sight line or was shielded off. Catch that on Overwatch TMZ. Gams trying to come around that left-hand side. Oh, got a good angle for DM down, Matt. Blizzard right in front of Spawn. Yeah, Philly are serious about keeping alive in this series. This is good. Gravitic Flux now. Izzyaki being healed up. And then is removed by EQO there. Finally taken down. Coma trying to back away into Swarm. It'll get frozen as well. That is definitely what we call a forward hold. Supercharger and DM, only players that are already there. There'll be no one else from the Dragons now to contest. That's one of the closest holds we've seen. Poker one to the point. I mean, look at that, bro. The damage is so gross. The fact the fact that Boombox is able to get a triple kill with a biotic orb. Poco, you just saw him set that damage up, man.
Somewhere Doa's like screaming, "Bloodthirsty support!"
Yeah!
He's playing like a ton of
Moira! He's just headbanging while he's in solo queue, just running into the enemy backline. Like, yeah!
I told you guys her damage is.
Where's the metal, man? I mean, look
It's
at
actually
that.
like
Oh my gosh.
full control of the point. Barrage from up above.
Oh dear.
Ain't anything.
Ding! It's a jungle out there, man. Things have changed. And that barrage doesn't leave nearly the kind of mark you would have hoped.
They do a nice job, Billy, of when they see the Symmetra, like they put down the shields but start moving back. And when they see the Symmetra's charge, they don't really put another shield out there. You have to go close the distance. Good pick here from Dingno, taking out Boombox.
That's not easy to do. There are so many shields and eliminations like that from Barrow do not come easy. Coalescence now from the Dragons. It's their turn to start the fight with it. And in predictable fashion, should be enough to win it. A little bit of extra shielding for Poco there after the kinetic grasp, but not enough. 67% to 0. It's that Gravitic Flux killing 2 of them though. This is going to look very confusing, I think, to start with. Step up, there it is, Ding! Oh my! Ding gets 3, that'll end the fight there, and then surely the sound barrier for the fusion won't be enough. Stunning! Gets the Dragons back in the game. Wasn't this a problem?
Oh, what? Pogo just hits an accretion out of, and he hits Ding in midair with it.
Now remember, the thing about Barrow, if you hit with accretion, you drop to the ground before the stun actually starts ticking, so you're stunned for longer the higher up in the air that you are. Gravitic Flux from Poco this time. They are able to catch Envy, and he just pops up a barrier. The fusion moves to the point, though. They know there's no threat of a Fara right now. Coalescence, he cannot hide behind shields against that. Izzyaki picks Neptuno clean out of the lineup, and Ding comes in on the Doomfist. Youngjin, who? Abs that don't need him. Gumshoe gonna clean up now, and Envy gets the finish, and the Dragons sneak back in. And again, he doesn't attract a lot of attention, then just Wraith walks away. Damn, he just got completely ruined. Ding caught inside the Blizzard. Poco can look after himself, and now Gamsu's in trouble. His Fortify will give him enough time to get out. He brought Ding back into the fight. Philly in control of the point here. The Dragons have to make a play, and now they have to do it short-handed. Oh, EQO! Yikes! Izzyaki just eats that icicle. Now the Gravitic Flux. Poco is able to get DM up there, and he's picked off by Sato. Ding tries to hit the Poco, he doesn't quite make the rocket punch. And, I mean, if you don't hit the rocket punch, you're in trouble. He has to get out. Eating a lot of this Coalescence. The Dragon's going to fire back with one of their own now. DM, how many shields can you break with this? Well, approximately 0. Tries to go for the flash, but he doesn't quite get it. Tries to go for the 180. This looks better for Philly. Now the Gravitic Flux will send EQO up and down. But he's the only kill that Envy's able to get. Gamsu steps forward, trying to get rid of Sato. Does eventually find the kill. But that Gravitic Flux connects with 2 players. Even with the healing in the air from Coma, he can't keep both Envy and Gamsu alive. And Philly can strike back now. They stay in the map.
Carpe will play McCree. You probably realize that they're going to play the far here.
Oh no!
So
Oh no!
the hits doesn't matter.
Feeding the holographic fishes. Well, you said a bunch of cool things. Ding unable to be a factor on the Pharah on the previous round, but here he absolutely can be. 1 and 2. Defense Matrix wasn't able to cover that over. Carpe gets the trade actually. He's able to. He gets 3 quick kills. DM has to step up to the point, so the Widowmaker, it's impossible for her to be a factor here. She can't contest. Carpe's being zoned out right now by DM. He actually can't get to the point because DM is watching him every step of the way. Must be frustrating for him, but he can't help his team now. The Ding drops yet another barrage. He gets EQO and a mech from Poco. And he'll be here to clean up, and Carpe finally arrives, but he couldn't do anything for the last 15 seconds. Oh dear, okay, that concussive blast could have been bad. Carpe's able to avoid it. Here's the minefield though. Carpe's happy to traverse it now, especially with Wraith form available. EQO, oh no, the Blizzard's gone. Envy had a little bit too much notice given to him, and Carpe has to get behind the shield. He doesn't have Wraith walk right now, and Sato had no way of escaping. Carpe was actually getting healed by Boombox there, but he Wraith walked away from his Moira, presumably to try and find some more kills on key targets. He gets Gamsu, and that's another Coalescence now with the fight. 2 Coalescences, 2 consecutive fights from Boombox, and that'll help them pick up DM. Looks like they want to barrage out of Ding, but he's so far away. How does he connect with this? I mean, Poco just sees him and makes a beeline for him with the defense matrix out, and Philly have the point back. They're in control, and they're going to win this fight.
Yeah, they're able to flip the point a little bit earlier, so they do get the progress now.
It's a bit of shielding now. Poco needs to be careful. He's a little bit low, and Chroma has popped the Valkyrie, so extra healing now online for the Dragons, and they get rid of Boombox. That's huge. The Moira's now out of the picture, and Sato is down. Philly just get crushed in this fight. They didn't even have any ultimates to work with, to be fair, only Pocos, but they're going to stall out for as long as they can. They will get a fight.
Sound barrier and Coalescence here for Philly.
This could be a momentum builder or breaker for either of these teams. That is a convenient sound barrier timing. EQO wants a pulse bomb connection. Up to someone who could translocate away, no less, but Izyaki's gone down. That's the Coalescence connecting. EQO trying to get away. He can't escape from Envy, though. He runs him down. 99 to 99, it is the last overtime. Ding tries to poke his head through the window, but it's rebuffed awfully quickly. Koma's able to fly in though and get a late resurrect on Izayaki, and that gives a player advantage to Shanghai. Coalescence, self-destruct, it's all there. Poco hacked in midair now to get desuited, and Ding, he might be able to end this now with one fell swoop. Comes on in, here's the barrage, and there goes Poco. And that should be enough. Only a couple players left for Philly, and it will be Lijiang Tower for the Shanghai Dragon. Envy trying to protect it. Still a risk here to protect the Dragons. Looks like they don't need it. Sometimes the best defense is a good old offense. Carpe, though, embodying that himself. 2 quick kills. He'll try and drop down Gamsu. And he was stuck in the air, man. That's the problem. Lucio can't ult when he's in Gravitic Flux. He needs to wait till he touches the ground, and by then it was far too late. Doesn't want to go for it, though. Gravitic Flux instead used. Maybe Carpe uses it when they drop down.
Oh, they hit it. Oh, no.
That's big. Carpe was actually considering whether or not it was even any point going for the death loss. Now he has to go for it in a really less than ideal situation. He has to Wraith walk away. Good fortify though. Carpe's able to come back in and get rid of him. But his payload has not been moving. Envy has a Gravitic Flux here. Boombox Coalescence is all well and good. Envy waits it out. Losing DM. Try and back away. The May Wolf, he actually just protects Shanghai more than it hurts them.
Have the nano boost Young Jin potentially. That'll be a blizzard.
Ult as well. Yeah. Can't quite make it out here. Izayaki frozen solid. Youngjin trying to get towards his team, not getting close enough though. Neptuno keeps away. Great work from Philly. I mean, the whole Blizzard combo, Matt, the tried and true, always looks good.
Yeah, Youngjin gets a nano boost and gets 2, but it's not good enough. Boombox, the Coalescence here towards the end, help finish some players off.
Carpe's able to get away. He got hit with a biting grenade, so that made that death loss much riskier for him, but no one was there to put damage down. DM sitting back behind the wall. Icicle's coming in, Coalescence. Watching him off the map. Now Carpe can just push him to spawn. Boombox 2 of the Coalescence, with 90 seconds on the clock.
The nano boost on it, Youngjin, but uses Rocket Punch. Now has to go in with the Seismic Slam.
Big start, accretion!
They're going to use the Supercharger as well. Puts down the extra damage, so he has to back up. He's scared of getting taken out rather quickly as you see the extra damage from that Supercharger benefiting EQO. He'll take out 3. If you're Philly, I mean, how many times in key moments are you one stop away and you lose somebody crucial at the beginning? A few times it's definitely been Boombox. This will be a blizzard up on the high ground from EQO, just trying to make a play.
And be forced back, he's in trouble. Now on the low ground, he can help Gamsu, but getting rid of Youngjin is huge here for Philly. They bought the time they needed. I mean, it's huge. Boombox is now returned. Gravitic Flux has to come out, but a Salvador came out first for Neptuno, and he wasn't caught in the flux, so he wasn't thrown up into the air. 17 seconds remaining here, but the Dragons aren't making any progress. Izzyarki's brought back to life. Gumsu's barely alive, and say the same for Carpe. He needs to find some easy damage, hence easy health. I don't think Youngjin really fits the bill for that, though. He is mad. EQO is having to get rid of it. Carpe doesn't realize there's a McCree above, and the fusion crumble at the last second.
Think about how good the Dragons hold here was on their defense. They were able to hold for a few pushes. If Phillies is anywhere like that, they'll be in a good spot to close this map out. That'll be Coalescence from Boombox.
If they can hold this choke for a while, Matt, Shanghai might not get out of first gear.
And they push behind the Coalescence, keeps everybody topped up, some extra damage. They push right onto the cart. I like this from Philly. Play this aggressive style.
Another wall, segmenting the Dragons in half. Oh man, they just can't get things going, and that is scary. Drop down, and that whole team lost 50% of its health in the blink of an eye. The rest of it follows soon after. There is 30 seconds in this one, and I tell you what, Philly, they have improved. Gravitic Flux. Not much else though, yeah? You talk about that switch. That Symmetra's gonna have to be good. Envy tries to lay it up, even with, interesting, even with Fortify, you still see starting to get knocked into the air, but the sound barrier there is gonna seal the deal. Philly able to stave off the Dragons' best efforts and try to finish the series. They will not go quietly into the night. The way that Coleman did just then anyway. Carpe walks headfirst into an accretion, and that's called Headstrong. Philly, stay alive in the series.
Yes, it's another map win.
Youngjin has to get in here and start finding some picks. He has to start off or finish off some of these kills. Just like that, perfect. Get started. He's the most flexible member of the Dragons right now. The rest of the Dragons are sitting around and waiting and just poking. Youngjin is going in though and getting the job done. He is the hard carry in this composition and he's gotten 2 kills. What more can you ask for?
Nano on the Ding though.
Oh, the Farah damage, and Youngjin just goes in and gets the pick off on Boombox. Ding paved the way for him. He was just there to finish the dirty work. Neptuno has to quickly use Guardian Angel to get out of Youngjin's warpath. That is a nice Gravitic Flux. 2 caught up, and that one of Poco is dropped on his rear end.
They've had a difficult time keeping Boombox alive. Whether when the Doomfist comes into the backline on him is, and you don't end up, you end up losing a fight. You're not able to end up using your nano boost, your rocket barrage. You're still holding on to this. It's pretty much from the beginning of the game. And Carpe on with the Deadeye has not been able to use that either. So 3 big ultimates they've had no chance to use.
Philly just being forced further and further back here. Bad spawns, leads to snowball scenarios. This McCree from Carpe needs to start bearing some fruit because it's been the EQO show so far. Here's Izzyarki. Is he gonna make it? No way. Envy walks into the barrage and EQO had the damage. Coma will just accept his fate.
Been on with him or seen him there, it doesn't really look like he's kind of firing into the shield.
Oh, he went in on his own. Neptuno tried to get to him with Valkyrie, but there was no healing available.
Neptuno takes out Coma though, going Battle Mercy.
Oh my, okay, Poco call on the way down. Don't you dare. To Philadelphia.
You have Supercharger. I think Sato's just trying to determine when he wants to use it. May not get a chance now as Ding comes in with the Nano Barrage after connecting with 2 rockets.
I see Neptuno actually was hanging around. Coma got pulled out of that fight. I guess he was trying to go and heal Youngjin up, but yeah, EQO keeps both the Mercy and Farah busy enough that Poco, the hidden carry for the fusion, gets to get the work done on the ground. Ding, okay, yeah, so he's just making sure he keeps tabs on where EQO is. Here's a Coalescence, so yeah, I mean, Gums has to be a little bit careful now. Gravitic Flux, great way to peel for your main tank. Oh!
Both support.
Cobra and Izzyarki go down! And it wasn't even a Gravitic Flux, by the way, from Poco. That was from Envy. Carpe just slangs the Peacemaker in their general direction. And Sato pulls Ding out the sky, King Kong style.
And what does Ding switch to? If you want to take Ding off of this far over here, where are you going to have him go? Is he going to go play Doomfist?
Watch out, Deadeye's afoot. Okay, Izzyarki take it down, Poco gets rid of him. This is big. This is huge, Youngjin down. Now, Philly have control of the high ground and they can set their McCree up here. Youngjin's brought back to life. Yeah, they need someone to try and keep Carpe's head down up here, but the positioning for Youngjin, they just got awful.
And they jump on him with the Winston and the Farah. They're able to just put pressure on that McCree.
Gamsu pressured down, Sato trying to get into the cookie jar, but it's EQO that smashes it. Gamsu removed now by the barrage. Ding has to go for one of his own, but it's a little bit too far away. Can't even quite get Neptuno. Attempted resurrect there from Coma is foiled. And outside is going to get kept alive. The instant pick for the fusion comes out of the hat. EQO burnt down awfully quick by Gamsu, and now Youngshin gets to unleash. One punch, bro! Can't quite get towards Carpe, but he does enough. More than enough, in fact, to get the Dragons to this first checkpoint, but we will be in overtime. Really have to push. They have to commit on this backside now because they can't stop too far. Koma's down. Big first pick. And that'll be enough. Neptuno goes in, finds Ding, realizes that there's no pocket left for the Farah. In the meantime, though, Gamsu has been shunting this payload. Honest work for the Orisa. But that's as far as the Dragons will get.
The biggest difference maker thus far is
Gonna be it. Okay, no connection there with the Gravitic Flux. Envy now airborne. Takes a couple hits from Carpe. Coalescence from Boombox. This has to work. But Ding's in a great position to go for a nasty barrage from range. Normally that doesn't work out. He was so far away, but even the protection given to him by Envy. Sano dropping the backside. He's found his target. He's got Izayaki, but he slept again. No one's working him either. Good discipline from the Dragons. Izayaki doesn't get away. Gamsu's supercharger is quite low, but EQO now is on the cleanup and filling their opportunity. They can see it. Now they're going to reach out and grab it. At this point, it's about who wants it more. And EQO definitely wanted Coma there. Really means they can set up. What a flank, though. Envy gets in the backside and finds Carpe. And Ding. Again, it's a Nano Rockets. Just when you need him to come forward, he is there. And now he's looking to get the finish on the Fusion. Poco down, Youngshin going in for the finish up now. Neptuno forced a Valkyrie, but there's nobody left to bring back. And the Dragons take flight into the second half of the play-ins. They set themselves up with a fateful encounter against the London Spitfire tomorrow.